When we define homelessness, we usually think of the physical aspects before anything else. A homeless person is somebody who doesn't have a place to sleep, who doesn't have fresh food to eat or warm clothes to wear. But homelessness is a much more complex issue than just that. The effects of it extend far past the physical concerns of shelter, food, and clothing. Homelessness places an incredible strain on mental health too. Not only do these people deal with the stress of attempting to find and access limited, extremely competitive resources that they need to survive, but they're also socially isolated and looked down upon by the population at large. This deals a hefty blow to their self-confidence and deprives them of an essential support network. It's already incredibly difficult to get back on your feet after these kinds of unfortunate, terrible situations. But when you don't have anybody in your corner and you don't believe in yourself, it becomes a Herculean task. In Birmingham, we hold some 2,000 homeless people in our streets on any given night. Thankfully, our city is also the home of several wonderful organizations who provide shelter, hand out free meals, and host clothing drives, among a variety of other noble purposes. This means great things for our homeless population in terms of their primary physical needs. However, Birmingham is in a deficit of accessible programs that address the secondary emotional needs of our homeless population. These emotional needs can be met through a variety of means, but arguably the most effective is recreational and educational art programs for adults. Adult art programs are proven to be extremely beneficial for participants. The activity, whether it be painting, writing, or singing, acts as a healthy outlet for negative emotions and is common ground for participants to bond and connect over. Also, the careful instruction and praise from a teacher boosts self-esteem and encourages a healthy self-image. In Birmingham, we have a few adult art programs, but these programs are largely inaccessible for our homeless population. Most of them are locked behind an expensive paywall or require reliable access to the internet, neither of which are feasible for homeless people to regularly accomplish. Also, these programs are largely centered around the literal definition of art program, meaning that they're usually a drawing or a painting class, which poses its own issues in terms of resource acquisition. It's not feasible for homeless people to buy their own art supplies when their resources are already so tight, but it's also extremely expensive to purchase all these supplies for them. Thankfully, drawing and painting are not the only arts that provide the benefits we seek. Music is renowned for its emotional effect. As we all know, sometimes there's nothing better than coming home and playing your favorite song on loop after a bad day. It's a therapeutic release of all the baggage you've been carrying, and it's almost like you come out physically lighter on the other side. It's euphoric in a way. Music programs like choirs provide that emotional benefit of music along with the other social and self-esteem benefits that we seek to achieve through art programs. There's also an added benefit of choirs that other programs don't have, because choirs are structured in a very unique way that other arts aren't. Let's take a painting program, for instance. In a painting program, each class is usually structured individually. That is to say, the goal of each class is to create a finished painting, and in the next class, you work on a new, different painting, and so on and so forth. There is no continuity between classes, and this doesn't really incentivize repeated attendance, because you've already received the gratification of a finished product and might not feel the need to go again. In a choir, on the other hand, you may work on several songs spread over the course of many months. Each class builds on one another, and this structure encourages repeated attendance because you'll want to see your investment through to the end. This prolongs and improves the benefits that participants receive, because more persistent praise and socialization over a longer period of time increases the likelihood that the benefits make an actual lasting difference. There are a whole host of homeless choirs that demonstrate this impact, but perhaps the most influential and relevant is the Dallas Street Choir. The Dallas Street Choir was founded in 2014 by Dr. Jonathan Pallant, and in the short span of just 7 years, it has reached unprecedented success. This choir hosts hour-long rehearsals once a week, and through this consistent, hard effort, their concerts have been held at an impressive number of music halls. Through their hard work, they have created a family that supports and uplifts one another, and they have provided hundreds of homeless people with the confidence and motivation to change their lives for the better. The structure of their choir has been optimized to promote accountability and provide a creatively engaging experience that enriches the lives of its participants. This kind of emotional support is invaluable to homeless individuals who feel like they don't have a voice. The success of the choir has brought attention to the issues and challenges that they go through every day. And the structure of the choir has provided many with the skills and support they needed to improve their lives. The Dallas Street Choir is the blueprint for successful homeless choirs, and you can view more information about them in the link provided below.
Hi, my name is Layla Tajmir, and I am a current Outreach and Engagement Fellow in the Office of Service Learning and Undergraduate Research at UAB through the AmeriCorps Vista program. Before moving to Birmingham, I lived in Atlanta for 7 years while I attended Emory University studying music performance. In my last year at Emory, I began the process of planning for a future homeless choir in the city of Atlanta. Our first rehearsal was slated to begin in March 2020. That obviously did not occur, and I ended up moving back to Birmingham shortly after. During my very first week on the job, I overheard a conversation between two faculty members discussing the need for an intersection of arts and need-based programming for the persons experiencing homelessness population in Birmingham. I spoke to one of the faculty members, who then connected me to Dr. Elizabeth Fisher in the music department. Both Dr. Fisher and I were very adamant about creating a community through choir, but also offering additional opportunities to these persons experiencing homelessness, such as resume workshops, offering childcare, being connected to additional programming and resources that are available to persons experiencing homelessness, and so on. So I threw myself into research for the feasibility of a homeless choir in Birmingham, addressing logistical issues such as rehearsal space and financial concerns, looking into community and corporate partnerships throughout the city of Birmingham, researching shelter offerings and community support programs for persons experiencing homelessness in the city, and looking into groups such as the Dallas Street Choir and Sondarua and how they have persisted over the years. I've been connected to various organizations in Birmingham who are very supportive of this initiative, such as the Greater Birmingham Arts Education Collective, 1,000 Superfans, 2 Firehouse Shelter, and various churches in downtown Birmingham. And I believe there has never been a better time to start this initiative. While the logistics of organizing a group like this on any scale are very difficult, I believe with the support of UAB's music department and the whole of Birmingham, the city could be an incredible example of creating community through adult arts programming. The importance of artistic community outlets cannot be overstated, and I believe that Birmingham would be a prime starting point.
Birmingham's homeless community deserves the opportunity to benefit from and be a part of an art program like a choir. The variety of benefits would provide essential support to these people while they're trying to get back on their feet and recover from their situation. As it is, Birmingham is only addressing their physical needs, even though homelessness affects so much more than that. Nobody deserves to live in emotional neglect. And with a choir, Birmingham can work to provide its people with a brighter, happier future.